Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a bit of a random one. I wanted to try doing a chunky twist out on my hair. So that's what I did. So that's what I'm doing right now. But then I was wondering why it didn't come out very well and realized that the answer was that I needed a trim. So yeah, so this video is basically gonna be me doing a chunky twist out, then doing a trim, and then doing another one afterwards. And I thought I'd film the whole thing so that you could see the difference from before and after and how important a trim is and maintaining the health of the ends of your hair to get the best result from your twist outs. So I was also trying out some new techniques for my twist outs during this video as well. So I'd never done a really chunky twist out before, so I wanted to try doing as few twists as possible. So for the first attempt, I just did 6 twists. I did 3 on one side of my head and 3 on the other. And as you saw in the video, I used my Does It All Smoothie Styler by Curls Unleashed. And then I topped that with a mix of the As I Am Curling Jelly and the Cantu Twist and Lock Gel. And I mixed the two because I didn't have enough of the Cantu gel left. So not only was I experimenting with the size of the twists, the products are also an experiment because I'd never used this combination before. So I have to say that this combination worked really well, and the second try wasn't so good. Also, the 6 twists in my hair I think was much better than what I did the second time. So yeah, this whole video is a bit of an experiment. It's all very random, as I said at the beginning. But I thought I'd just show you the process so you can see my struggles and what goes wrong, and as well as the things that go right with natural hair. So the only thing that was better about this second try was the fact that I had done the trim, basically. Everything else was a bit of a fail. But, well, no, I wouldn't say a fail. I would just say I prefer how it turned out the first time. And as you can see here, I'm trying to twirl the ends of my twists, but it's not really happening. Like, I'm trying to do a little finger curl at the end, you know, the cute little curl that you're supposed to get when other people do it. And it just wasn't really happening. Like, look at that, dead straight, like nothing there. And I haven't used any heat on my hair or anything, so it's not heat damage. My only answer is that it must have been sun damage because my ends of my hair are like sun bleached from being in the sun a lot. So yeah, sun can cause damage, which I didn't know because I've used absolutely 0 heat on my hair apart from the sun. So yeah, watch out for that. If you spend a lot of time in the sun, maybe cover your hair or use protective products. Be careful because that sun did damage. So yeah, here's me undoing the twist. This is the next day, obviously. And I really liked how the twists came out. They look really, really defined. But yeah, as you can see, the ends are just not curled at all. They're just straight. And I think this is much more noticeable when you're doing a twist out or probably a braid out as well, because I didn't notice when I was doing wash and goes at all that I needed a trim so much. But when you're trying to twirl those ends and they just won't, that's when you really notice it. So now I'm just separating the twists as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible, but just enough to get a bit of volume in my hair. Yeah, I really liked how the curls or the twists actually turned out. I love the corkscrew twist that they created. And apart from those straggly ends, I mean, how bad do those ends look? I was just like, wow, this looks really bad. But I really did like the look of the rest of the hair. So you can see here, the actual twists, those corkscrew twists, they look so, so good. So I thought, if I could just cut these ends off, this would be a really good twist out. So that is what I did. So this clip is a bit later, I think it's the next day. I wanted to show you how it looked like after it gained a little bit more volume. It looks better, but those ends are still straggly, so they gotta go. So this is a few days later and I'm redoing my hair. I've co-washed it and deep conditioned it, and I've applied this leave-in and this oil. And now I'm going to start styling. Well, I'm going to do the trim first and then I'm going to style it. So you're going to see how I do it. So I'm separating my hair into 4 sections. These are the shears that I've got. I finally got some actual hairdressing shears. So I think the reason that my last trim didn't last is because I used kitchen scissors, which someone actually commented on my video to tell me that. So thank you to the person who told me that. My last trim was August, so it definitely should have lasted longer than that. You know, that was only like 4 months ago. So anyway, we live and we learn. So here I am taking the first cut. This back section, I just split into 2. So these are 8s that I'm cutting now. But then when I moved to the front, I needed to make them a bit smaller. So I probably should have made this one smaller, but I had a lot of confidence. I don't know where the confidence came from, but I had a lot of confidence. So I just did that back bit quite quickly with not much hesitation. So I'm using the same cream styler for this twist out because I'm doing my twist out straight after the cut. So I'm taking that back section and I'm just going to twist that up. So for this twist out, I'm only doing 4 twists because I wanted to see, because I've got very fine hair and low density hair, I thought maybe I could get away with just doing 4 twists and have them like super chunky, even though they still don't look very chunky even with just 4 of them. But I thought I'd just see how that turned out, but no, 6 was way better. I also skipped the gel for the second twist out because I just wanted to see how the cream would work without the gel, and also I had something to go to the next day and my first day hair always looks a bit flat, so I wanted to just use the cream to give it the best chance of looking fluffier and better for like the next day. And it definitely looked fluffier than it would have done with the gel. So if you only want your hair to look good for one day, then you can skip the gel. But otherwise, if you need like hold for the next few days, then I would recommend using the gel for sure. So here I am doing the next section in the front. And as you can see, I split it in 2, then realized that was too big. So then I split the 2 into 2. So they're now 16ths. So these are my 4 chunky twists. As you can see, they're still not even that chunky, which is quite embarrassing. But as you can see, now I've done the trim, look at the ends, they're curly. So I'm just putting on my silk or satin bonnet and I'm going to sleep. And this is the next day, obviously, having my morning coffee. And I'm just going to take these twists down. And I'm going to use a little bit of this Curls Blueberry Bliss oil just to reduce frizz. And as you can see, they didn't really come out as neat as they did the first time. I don't know if that's because they were too big, or maybe I just did it a bit messier and I didn't pay as much attention to doing the twist. I'm not quite sure. I think honestly it's just really difficult to keep things neat when you're working with such big sections. It's easier to share strands and just mess it up a little bit. So I think that's what happened. But I'm separating and just seeing if I can get some kind of a decent look out of this anyway. And it looked okay. Like, I got a lot of volume. I think I got a lot of volume because I didn't use the gel, and the 4 twists probably helped with volume as well. You can really tell my hair is a lot shorter. I think I got more shrinkage from doing just 4 twists because obviously the roots were not as stretched as much. Also here you can see a big flat part at the back, which is obviously because the twist doesn't start till further down. So all in all, the 4 twists was a fail, but you can really see a difference with the health of my ends. There's no straight straggly bits at the ends of my hair anymore. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with my little cut, but in future when doing a chunky twist out, I'll at least do 6 twists and probably use a gel on top. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in my next one.